Thanks so much for joining me here, beginning of August. I hope you're staying safe and that all your family members are the same. There's a couple of things I want you to think about as you look over my report for August 2020. One of them is this comet Byaes. It's got a 6,800-year cycle. The last time it was here was in the period of time when agriculture was being developed, the Neolithic age, I think you may want to refer it to. And now we're in a situation where civilization, humanity is under threat of extinction. So have to bear in mind that that responsibility also shakes down to your everyday life. And that's what my report about August 2020 is. In the middle of August, you're going to notice that Uranus has decided to go retrograde. It'll be that way until the middle of January of next year. And now we have a situation where all of the outer planets, the so-called transpersonal planets, are all retrograde. So we're sort of operating without a compass because we are dealing with things that, as far as this iteration of humanity is concerned, we've never experienced this before. So I'm wishing you well and hoping that you understand what your obligation is this year and this month in particular about taking care of humanity right along with your own self. Thanks very much. Here's the chart for the month of August 2020. This chart has Leo Sun and rising in a Capricorn moon. Leo rising demands a degree of control. The Capricorn moon, referring to the people, is the first item to appear after the sun is found in the lower internal or subjective hemisphere's sixth house. This house demands adjustments that in this case are quite severe and will likely include universal restrictions benefiting all. But we cannot assume much real assistance from authorities since Jupiter, Saturn, and Pluto are all retrograde in Capricorn, showing governmental authorities cannot be relied upon and are all in some degree of disarray. From another perspective, it's the role of the people that is shown by the moon. The moon touches Jupiter, which is referring to higher understanding first, demanding a new direction and a new start, indicated by the Pluto-Saturn conjunction, asking government to accept that its role is service to the people. The clear message is that people must regain control of the direction of the nation if we are to emerge from the current crisis intact as a relatively free people. But since Saturn is retrograde until September 30th, and Pluto until October 5th this month, will mostly demonstrate just how dire is the need for developing the spiritual and political will to transform the country. If you know your moon and rising signs, please listen to those as well. Aries, frustrations mount and they give you pause. Accept that and bide your time. Let your voice be authentic, positive, and take your place among those who pioneer and create the future. Taurus, transitioning from outworn sense of self-worth to a new one allows you to begin resolving inner doubts, creating a stronger self-assurance that can help you control your own life. Gemini, curiosity may be your frame of reference, but your challenge is to be authentic and to rise above petty conflicts and work for a better world. Help create a more conscious humanity. Cancer, take control of your life by increasing your sense of self-worth. Your psychological health asks for you to hold steady with this improved faith in yourself as the world becomes transformed. Leo, you must believe what you express is true and factual. Your voice must ring with authenticity. and call for a new start in a new direction. Resolve conflicts within and work as a team member. Virgo, create a positive out of what squarely presents itself as a negative. The direction of your work and life seems unclear. Taking control of your emotions helps you maintain your sense of strength. Libra, communication or conflict. Psychological growth is needed if you want to express yourself confidently. Resolving inner conflict over your self-worth can bring this needed strength. Scorpio, bring your authentic voice to the discussion. You know, the one about the need for change, both personal and political. Join with those who are transforming and changing their lives to ensure a better future for all. Sagittarius, this is not the time for ego gratification, as group consciousness is what is needed. Your work is to assist others in changing their beliefs and connect them to where they belong. Capricorn, reconsider your direction and self-esteem issues. Helping others to handle social or psychological trauma helps you get inspired by childhood difficulties that you have overcome. Aquarius, the past no longer rings true, but is a reminder that the future requires your attention. Your sense of worth does not depend on ego gratification, but rather on compassion for others. Pisces, you are flying blind, so feel the need to find your direction. Grounding yourself in service to others will help you cope with the need to renew some of your own sense of self-worth. And now the larger picture. The Leo Ascendant refers and features the need for ego, demands to be sacrificed to the greater need. This is indicated since the Leo Ascendant is followed by Virgo, the sign of service and caring for others in the second house of what resources are needed to remain on the path of helping others. Plus the Sun is square or in crisis mode with Uranus and Taurus in the 10th house of authority, meaning that the government must either provide support needed or be prepared for public outcries. This because the 6th house of duties and obligations shows Jupiter, Pluto, and Saturn all retrograde, which means people must do the work that the government is not willing to do. Leo owns the 5th house, which expects validity of expression. The Sagittarian South Node here indicates the need for everyone to let go of petty self-interests, and the North Node issues the challenge of increasing and distributing collectively needed knowledge by its location in the 11th house. What is also significant is that all planets on the right side of the chart, except for the Moon and Mars, are retrograde. The obligation to act then rests with the people, as the Moon is square, heading toward Mars, indicating that the people are getting ready to act, but that the sense of powerlessness is shown by Chiron and Aries, and it must be overcome with education and unity at the highest level possible. The transformation needed appears at the top of the chart with Uranus in the 10th house of government and authority. And recall, in the middle of the month, this very planet will stop and begin going retrograde. So now we return to the 6th house of duties and obligations. Here we have the people, or the Moon, in the Taurus or economy area, and Jupiter retrograde saying the people want a change of direction and a new reality. And Pluto and Saturn retrograde saying there is dwindling will to save the current administration from blame or economic collapse caused by failure to act or provide national leadership to fight the coronavirus. This chart reminds us all once again that the people are the final authority and that we must all work to bring about significant change despite the lack of support from the Senate and the President. Finally, it also shows from Uranus in the 10th that we are at the start of a cultural and political revolution which will be evident soon enough.